The second film often gives an opportunity for a lot of the musical themes to really start to blossom. And given that you've been writing music for this series for so long, I'm sure you've developed a lot of that. But I'm wondering about the balance between trying to, explore each kind of melodic idea or other musical idea to the end of where that takes you, and then what you do. Because you've written a lot of music for this, and obviously it needs to be even bigger than ever now, on a big screen.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the exploration of the material from the TV series, quite a bit of it culminated in the first movie. I think what's been really, and without giving too much, I can, of course, I can. It's coming out on the day we open,
but we'll give limited
so
limited
I can give
spoilers.
away a few things. Limited spoilers. So there's quite a few things that happen within the second movie that have given me a whole new vista to explore. For instance, the family go to France, so a good, well, maybe a fifth of it takes place in France. So for me, that's and the storyline involved in that gives me a whole kind of new vista to explore. And then there's another storyline about a film crew that come to Downton Abbey, and and they hire out Downton Abbey to make what initially a silent movie, but actually we're just in 1929, so we're right on the cusp of moving between silent and talkie. So we end up with a with a talkie, but and of course the whole chaos and the sort of early days of movies and the whole chaos involved in the making of them again gave me another whole kind of scope to explore as well. And then at the very end, is really, really moving. It's really. I mean, it's a sort of thing. I wouldn't really give it all away, but it's a sort of thing I've been kind of building up to for a while. So the shape of the movie is kind of quite different from the first movie. Yeah, there's definitely some themes that are that are carried on. But some of them have long gone.
Yeah.
I'll never, and some of them will probably never come back. Matthew, when he died at the end of episode 3, took some of my best tunes to the grave with him.
I'm so sorry.
Never forgiven them.
we can't exhume them. There are no flashbacks.
There are occasional flashbacks.
Darn.
Yeah, there are. No.
I love hearing that you're still inspired, though. That
yeah,
you could be somewhat, politely cynical about the same old shit's coming up, and we got to write the same theme. And I'm just actually pulling out some charts from a couple episodes, and I'm going to reorchestrate them slightly and chuck them at the movie and see if they stick. I mean, you can imagine that I've dealt with so many sequels where it's hard for the composer to feel refreshed, and it sounds like you are.
Yeah, I mean, we're quite a good team. I do have a long relationship with basically the showrunner.
Yeah.
Or the guy that runs the whole thing.
Julian.
No, well, Julian, is it's Julian's baby, and he writes it and everything. But Gareth Neame is kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one that brings us all the elements together,
right.
and also the producer Liz Trubridge, and they've both been on board, since the very beginning. So, excuse me. So we're a very good kind of committed team, to it, and also we're very friendly with the cast, which is really unusual. It's partly because we've been going together so long, and we meet up at like award ceremonies and cast and crew. So it's unusual for the composer to get to even sometimes to even meet the actors, and so but we've all become quite friendly. And that's kind of made a difference. So, I feel like a very important part of a really successful team. And then, of course, it's not every day you get the chance to, have an 80-piece orchestra in either Ayr, Lyndhurst or Abbey Road, one of the best studios in the world, and, fantastic musicians playing your music. So it would be a bit churlish to kind of, just toss it out and kind of, and I think this is actually the best I've done so far. I think.
Oh, that's great.